What it do? Dream Team. It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video. Here we are with 6 strange things we noticed when we moved to Australia. Before we dive into this, make sure you dive into that subscribe button, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Oh my god!
Ben,
Yes.
time for filming.
Now it is time to tell you about the strangest things we found about Australia. Just a quick disclaimer, these are things that we found strange as people coming from another country, not necessarily that they are strange. Number one is prices here fluctuate like crazy. Now this goes from fuel prices to food prices. For example, petrol was being sold at $1.86 here yesterday.
And today it's just jumped up to $2.24. Sometimes it jumps up 30-40 cents in just a day.
So that's why we use our 7-Eleven app to lock in the fuel price for the next 7.
I swear, prices here be, yeah. Here in America, they definitely be shifting day to day. I feel like they never drop slowly. Always takes a long time. They drop a couple cents a day. But then one day they'll just rise 20-30 cents. And it's like, bro, it took you so long to freaking drop, but you rose in such an instant.
7 days, and this is how it looks.
Good tip, Ben.
Cheers, buddy.
Obviously, fruit and veg are cheaper when they're in season and when there's a big supply. However, from Europe, it's not something we're used to. If you're in the UK or probably any European country, I'm not sure about America, but you would pay a set amount any day of the year for, say, your broccoli or your cauliflower. Over here, it really does fluctuate a lot, and it was something that we found really strange to begin with. We've obviously got used to it, but it was really strange to us.
It does make sense.
I feel like in America, yeah, it's you basically paying the same amount no matter what time of the year. Only thing that's going to change prices is inflation.
Though, because there's a huge amount of fruit and veg grown here in Australia, and not so much imported.
Number 2 is that even though we're speaking the same language of English, it is so different, and there is so much confusion between English-speaking countries or English-speaking cultures. We can be saying the same words but meaning something completely different. For example, Ben went on a dogging course this week.
I actually did.
Now, in the UK, dogging is something very perverted and will actually land you in court.
Or just in jail time.
But Ben, explain to us what dogging means to you.
So I now have a license to use the straps and chains and stuff like that, working with crane drivers on building sites. So absolutely nothing to do with the dogging you read about in UK newspapers. So that is just one of the misunderstandings we've had here as POMs in Australia. Thongs is another one, and I am now...
I swear to God, like she said, English-speaking language, although they speak the same language, the words just have different meanings. Like, American English is much different than Australian English, which is different than British English, which there's other English-speaking countries, I feel like, but that I just don't know that the main language they speak, I feel like, is English. But it's insane.
Now a proud owner of my own pair of thongs, and I've got to keep it a secret from the rest of the family in the UK. The third thing we'd like to touch on is one that Maz finds very strange, and that's drive-through bottle-os. Because she doesn't really get the whole, I'm going to start driving and buy some beer to carry on driving.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I realise obviously the idea is not that you drink it in the car while you're driving, but to me, if I went through a drive-through fast food restaurant, I would probably be scoffing it in the car. But
Unlike some of us,
I don't know.
We got home to eat it.
Yeah,
everyone waits. But anyway, it just, when we first saw it, it really made me laugh because I just had visions of people, you know, having the beer chucked in their car and just opening a can to go around drinking, and it just didn't really seem to. It just wasn't something I'd seen before, and it just seemed a little bit strange. But I do get it. It's
Quirky.
The idea is not to go around drinking while you're driving.
No, it's just so you don't have to get out the car to start loading up.
Number 4.
Well, I haven't seen one, but I'm sure there are like drop-through liquor stores here in America. I'm sure there are media. But that, yeah, Hey, if going to the liquor store, you already know what you want. No need to walk inside. Just go through the drive-thru. It's just so more convenient to be able to drive through places than not actually have to get out of your car and go in places yourself. So much more convenient.
Is that licensing laws are so different here. It can be different, well, it not can be, it is different in every state. So you might be able to purchase alcohol in a supermarket in one state, but in Queensland you definitely can't. And the other thing that really got us was that there are certain days of the year where they make it actually harder to buy alcohol, such as Good Friday, which was really strange to us. We'd not really had those kind of restrictions before.
Really?
And we didn't realise they were going to be in place. It's certain public holidays, but Good Friday seems to be a really big deal here, and there's a lot of rules in place.
Some of the towns in Australia, you can't even drive through with alcohol in your boot, let alone buy anything. It's done to protect some communities, but it's something we've never heard of before.
On that note, actually, this is a bit of an extra one, but on that note,
lucky yous.
You will find that if you go out to places on a public holiday, you'll be charged a surcharge, such as if you went to a cafe or restaurant, of maybe 15%, I think. And the reason for this is they actually pay their team members more on those days. So you as the customer can, obviously pay for that. So that's something we'd never encountered before either. But it is a good thing for the Aussies because it means that they're being paid well for working those undesirable days.
No one wants to work an undesirable day.
No.
Number 5,
Most of the time, I feel like companies are just supposed to pay you holiday pay, which means like time and a half. Or most times, I feel like it's you get paid time and a half. So what you usually get paid, and then half that, and add that on to what you usually get paid. So I'm sure y'all knew what that meant. I don't know why I had to explain it, but But you charging me extra now? No, I wouldn't go to places if they charged me a surcharge for coming in on a certain day. And that was, I don't understand making it harder for people to access alcohol on certain days. I feel like on the certain days, it should be easier. You feel me? But keep it rolling. Every country,
no one's working an undesirable day.
No.
Number 5 alive is they celebrate the Queen's birthday over here, and they're not even on the same day in each state. I think each state just choose a day to celebrate the Queen's birthday.
Yeah, I think is it June for most states, and then for some reason Queensland celebrate at the beginning of October.
Oh.
So even though we're celebrating the Queen's birthday, it doesn't necessarily need to be on the Queen's birthday.
It's definitely strange. I think it might just be that Australians want a day off.
I think it was stranger to us because being from the UK, we don't celebrate the Queen's birthday, so it seemed really funny that we got a public holiday for it here.
So listen up there, UK, because I think the Australians just give you a ripper idea for another bank holiday.
Number 6 is
got the fingers.
The term yeah nah. So that's a really strange one to get used to. We're used to it, we actually use it, but it's a funny one to begin with because it means no.
Or you go the other way around and it's nah, yeah.
And that means yes.
Yeah. It's like, no, I know what you're getting though.
Confused much? We were too. If you want to say no to something, just yeah nah.
Yeah, nah.
I love it. We're teaching Australian language.
Yeah. Nah, yeah.
And I need you to stand back a tiny bit because you're blocking the light from me.
But the first thing we'd like to touch on is fuel prices. Oh no, it's not, is it? It's just prices.
No, it's the prices jumping up all over the place.
Do it again. So they probably thought I was a little bit stupid, but it wasn't. I was actually struggling to keep up with the accent. It was early. But I think they should do.
Sorry.
But I think they should have a public holiday in England celebrating the Queen's.
Sniffed.
But I do think they should have a Queen's. So if you like this video, head over to this one. It's a ripper.
I love the outtakes, bro. Shout out to them for including the outtakes, bro. Those are perfect. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal. Out.